The following program is brought to you by Naleo TV, the people's platform.
Aloha and welcome back to another episode of Body Kona. I'm Sarah Bergeron, your host, and I'm so excited to be able to lead you through another practice today. Today, we're going to be focusing on not only aligning with our mind, body, and breath, but we're going to be slowing it down and really getting into some restorative postures to help you in your everyday life, opening the hips, opening the shoulders. So I can't wait to start leading you through this practice and connecting in with the healing Aina of the island. So let's go ahead and get started. Let's go ahead and set up our space. So if you have a yoga mat at home, go ahead and grab that and just lay it out on the floor. And if you have a bolster, that's great. But if not, you can grab a pillow. That works just as wonderful. So we're going to go ahead and just come to an easy seat here, a nice seated position. So sitting up on the pillow, what this does for us is it elevates our hips over our knees, allowing you to elongate the spine and roll your shoulder blades down and back more. So we're able to get more breath coming in and out of the chest and the belly. So coming down into our easy seat, let's go ahead and really just start to connect in with our body, connect in with our breath. Maybe we bring the hands onto the knees, or you can also bring the hand onto the chest, into the belly. We're going to start with some breathing exercises here to really just start calming down our nervous system. So we're going to be breathing in and out of our nose here. We're going to take a double inhale and then a deep exhale through the nose as well. So maybe you close the eyes or maybe you soften the gaze, just kind of going inward here, really listening to our body, our heartbeat. And we're going to start with that big inhale. So inhaling through the nose into the chest, and then inhaling once again into the belly here. So filling all the way up and then slowly starting that exhale through the nose. So when we're exhaling through the nose here, we're going to be restricting the back of our throat on that exhale, creating almost like a Darth Vader-ish sound, or as if we're fogging up a mirror. This is called our Ujjayi breath. This is our yoga breath. So this builds heat in the body, but then also breathing in and out of the nose is going to activate our parasympathetic nervous system. So calming down the body, bringing us out of that fight or flight mode and bringing us into that calm, serene mode. So let's go ahead and get started together. So once again, double inhale. Big exhale. We're going to take 10 of these breaths together. So coming into your own pace, double inhale. Last round. Maybe fluttering the eyes slightly to come back open. And then continuing with the breath in and out of the nose for the remainder of our practice if you can help it. So continuing that Ujjayi breath, just a few more, again, just connecting in with the body here. Just one breath in and one breath out, a few more of those. And then slowly, we're gonna go ahead on our next inhale, lifting the arms, gazing towards the sky, getting taller with that inhale, And then exhale over to that right side. We're gonna plant our palm on the floor, bending elbow towards the body. Really lift and elongate that side of the body as you reach over to the side. Pausing here for just 2 breaths. Every time you inhale, maybe you reach a little bit higher. And then exhale, coming back up to center, lifting that arm back up. One more inhale, get a little bit taller. And then exhale over to that other side. Once again, bending elbow towards the body, allowing you to reach and lift. And then maybe on that exhale, you fold a little bit deeper into that side stretch. One more breath. And then slowly coming back up to center here. We're gonna go ahead and bring our arms to come into Garudasana, eagle arms. So bringing the left elbow to come under the right here. If this is difficult for you, you can always cross at the chest here. Or if it's a little bit more accessible, bringing the hands to hook onto the thumb here, and then bringing the hands to come in the center of the face here. So just breathing as you dome the front of the body here, feeling that opening in the chest, and then lifting the elbows slightly, lifting the head back slightly. Big inhale, and then exhale. We're gonna fold slightly forward. And then coming back up, big inhale, reaching arms back up. We're gonna go into that other side. So this time we're going to bring the other elbow underneath, once again, hooking onto the hands, and then reaching those elbows to come up. And then exhale, slightly folding forward. And then slowly unwinding those arms. Let's go ahead and start to roll forward, coming onto the hands and the knees here. You can move your bolster or pillow off to the side for now. We will need it later, so keep it accessible. And we're gonna just come into some cat-cows here. So spreading the fingertips nice and wide on the mat, making sure the wrists are underneath the shoulders, and then bringing the knees to be under the hips here. So belly button is engaged into the core here. So engaging that core, big inhale as you drop the belly, arch the back, gazing up towards the sky. Exhale, rounding into the mat. So we're really pressing into the mat, gazing up towards that belly button, thinking about our spine starting all the way at the crown of the head. So once again, dropping belly, arching back. Exhale, pressing away, nice and slow. And then we're slowly gonna come back to that neutral spine. Let's go ahead and just wag our tail here. So gazing back towards the glutes, but you're going to be bringing the hip into that view. So moving the spine in multiple directions here. Coming back to that neutral, we're gonna go ahead, maybe stabilizing the knees slightly more as you lift the left leg, shooting that heel to come back. So flexing through the foot here. We're breathing as we engage the core. Gaze is gonna be towards the floor here, really elongating the neck. And then we're gonna go ahead and just reach that right arm to come forward. So we're balancing here, using the core. We wanna get the core warmed up in these exercises in the beginning, because then it's gonna help stabilize the rest of our body throughout our workout. So once again, just pausing here for a few breaths. And then we're gonna go ahead and bring that hand and foot to come back down. Let's go ahead and do that on the other side. So once again, inhale, reach that leg back, shooting that energy through the heel, flexing that foot, and then inhaling left arm to come up, reaching forward, energy coming out of those fingertips, and then gazing towards the floor here as you squeeze into that core, squeeze into that glute, stabilizing the body. Breathing here for one more breath. Exhale, bringing it all to come down. We're going to go ahead and then just coming up onto the knees, inhaling up as we rise. We're going to bring the left leg to come out to the side here. So foot is going to be toes facing towards the front of the room. We're going to have this leg nice and straight, maybe a slight bend in the knee so we're not hyperextending in the body. And then reaching once again up towards the sky as we inhale and get a little bit taller, extending through the side body here. And then exhale, coming over towards that extended leg, continuing with those side body stretches. In this posture, you should feel the hip opening as well as the shoulder here, really getting taller and longer. And then exhale, we're gonna go ahead and just plant the palm to come down, reaching the arm to come open. We'll keep the foot lowered today, just to open the hip and not put too much strain on the body. And then once again, we're gonna come back up, bringing the feet to come in, and then we're gonna do that on the other side. So once again, inhaling, reaching up, bringing that leg to come out long, making sure the toes are facing towards the front of the room. Once again, filling with breath, getting taller, reaching for the stars, and then exhaling over to that other side. Feeling that extension through our hip and our upper body, our side, maybe even our inner thigh if we slide that foot out a little deeper. And then exhale, coming back up to center here. We're gonna come through some dancing camels here, and there's a couple different ways that we can do this. So once again, big inhale, reaching that right arm up towards the sky. We're gonna bring it back behind us, coming onto the heel if possible, taking that left hand, reaching it towards that other corner of the room. So we're dropping our head back here, we're arching into the front of the body and opening the chest. And then as you exhale, you're going to sweep around the front of the mat here, switching sides. So other hand comes to heel or hip, wherever it's accessible to you. And then we open up. So creating a nice dance with this posture, being as graceful as we'd like, coming through this a couple of times. And just moving with our breath. So as we exhale, we're coming around. Big inhale. One more on each side. Moving with our breath. And then last round. And then coming back down to a seated position. So we're gonna go ahead and move into a couple other postures where we're going to be pressing into our hands for downward dog. So let's go ahead and warm up our wrists before we get into that. So we'll bring our hands down to the mat here, fingertips facing forward. So let's go ahead and just take some small circles with the wrists. So this is really beneficial if you work on computers a lot or using your phone and holding your phone a lot. So taking those small circles, both directions here. And then we're gonna go ahead, take fingertips, placing them to the outside edges of the mat. And once again, those small circles. So feeling into all those different tendons of the wrists, opening up. This is a very beneficial posture for pretty much anybody, actually. And then taking the weight out, we're gonna sit on back onto those hips, flip the wrist. So we don't want to press too much weight into the back of the hand. So just be conscious, listen to your body as we come through these postures. If I'm cueing anything that doesn't feel good in your body, definitely do what feels right in your body. And then let's go ahead and just roll those wrists out a couple of times, forward and back. Now that our wrists are nice and warmed up, we're gonna come into our first downward facing dog of the day. So bringing fingertips wide spread towards the top of the mat here. So you want a significant amount of space coming into this down dog, curling the toes under, and then pressing the hips to come back. So once again, pressing through the thumb and the tips of the finger here in the finger pad, melting the heart to come towards the mat. And then as you pedal through each foot here, you're going to be able to open up the hamstrings, open up the low back, and the whole back side of the body here. A few more breaths just in this down dog. Really feel what feels right for you. Pedal through the feet, shake the head out, take some deep breaths. This is your time on the mat. And then gaze up towards those wrists and slowly take a nice little stroll up to those wrists. So we're going to be hip width distance with the feet, and then we're going to just fold over the legs here. So bending into the knees so much the chest rests on the thighs. And then let's grab and hook on to opposite elbow here, allowing the chest to be heavy and just swaying side to side. Taking some nice deep inhales and exhales. Maybe you even bend and straighten into the legs. And then allowing those hands to drop towards the floor as you start to rise one vertebrae at a time. And then let's go ahead and roll the shoulder blades to come down the back, opening the chest, bringing the palms to face the front, coming into Tadasana, mountain pose. Maybe gripping all 10 toes into the mat, really getting taller here. This is our proud posture. This is our connected posture into the earth, our rooted posture. So maybe taking a moment here, maybe you close your eyes and just take a couple of breaths in and out of the nose. Maybe you come to an intention in the mind or some self-love, just thinking about how much we appreciate and love our bodies for being able to move. One more breath here together, nice and slow. Big inhale. Big exhale. Next, we're gonna do a couple of easy balancing poses here. So feel free if you do need a wall or a chair or any kind of support system to help you with these postures. We're gonna come into Vrikshasana, tree pose. So bringing the left leg, planting it in the center of our mat, engaging through the thigh here. So we want to be engaged even through our glutes and even our core, because this is going to help with the balance and the stability in this posture. So once we've engaged all these muscles here, you can either take your foot, bringing it to the ankle. You can even use your toes as a kickstand. Or if you're feeling a little adventurous, bringing it to the calf, or maybe all the way up into the inner thigh. Just making sure that we're avoiding our knee joint here. We don't want to be pressing laterally on our knee. So once we get into this tree pose, once again, re-engage the core, re-engage the glutes, the thigh. Feel the energy shooting out of the foot here, rooting into the ground as you press down to rise. So lifting and opening through the chest. We are going to be inhaling as we lift the arms, taking any variation here that feels good for you. Maybe the hands are at prayer. Maybe they're reaching and you're growing your branches nice and tall here. We want to feel the extension through the spine. A few more breaths. Getting taller. And then slowly exhaling the hands to come to heart as we bring the leg to come in front, and then slowly lowering it to internally rotate that hip back in. So coming to our other side, once again, we're going to be setting up with that nice, strong, rooted leg, bringing it to the middle of our mat here, engaging that thigh, engaging the glutes and the core, and then choosing our adventure here. So whether it be the foot near the ankle, the calf, or bringing it all the way up. I do advise whatever you did on the other side, maybe take the same posture if it's available to you on the other side, just so the body feels nice and even. So once again, rooting down, reaching up, rooting to rise those arms. Big inhale. And finding some sort of focus point here. In yoga, we call it a drishti point. So finding something on the wall or the ceiling that isn't moving. And then exhaling, bringing the hands back home to our hearts. And then once again, knee comes forward before we exhale that foot to come back down. Breathing here for just a couple of breaths. For our next posture, we're gonna come into, once again, Garudasana, eagle pose. But this time, instead of just doing eagle arms, we're gonna do the whole pose. And it's a very beautiful, healthy posture that's going to help us with a lot of different things and bringing oxygen back into our blood. So we're gonna go ahead, taking a step back here, or a seat back, I should say. We're going to inhale the arms to come up, and then exhale, left arm's going to be coming under the right once again. So maybe we're hooking those hands in front of the body, and then we're starting to sit back into a chair. So much so that all 10 toes are lifting off the mat. And then we're gonna go ahead and take that leg to come out, and then lifting it as high and up and over that that thigh as you can. And then slowly starting to come down. So once again, we're squeezing all of our major joints here. So, and then you're gonna lift your elbows as you sink down into this posture. Once again, finding a focus point on the wall is really gonna help you here. You can also put a block under this foot if you need some balance support. And then next breath, as we inhale, we rise, bring that foot back down onto the earth, and then inhaling, arms back up. And then we're gonna exhale right into that other side. So bringing that opposite elbow underneath the body this time. And then once again, settling those shoulder blades. We're gonna go ahead, sink down into that chair, shift that weight into the heels, and then bring that other leg high up and over that thigh. Maybe someday the foot wraps around the calf and you get that bind. Otherwise, this is beautiful to do it this way and just direct the foot towards that direction. Once again, coming down, lifting elbows, lifting chest, lifting gaze, squeezing all of those joints. And then inhale, coming back up, placing that foot back up onto the mat. And then inhaling, arms to come up once more. Exhale, bringing them down to that Tadasana, mountain pose, palms facing the front, feet rooted into the mat, shoulder blades down and back, giving yourself some nice breath here, in and out of the nose. That posture is definitely going to raise our heart rate, so we're slowing it back down here with these postures in between of breath. Big inhales and exhales. Let's take one more of those together. Big inhale through the nose. Beautiful. Let's go ahead once more. Let's rise up through the arms. Exhale, forward fold here. We're going to inhale as we press into the shins or the top of the thighs, halfway lifting here. So pressing into the body, flattening the spine, gazing towards the floor to really pull the crown of the head towards the front of the room. Extending all the vertebrae as you exhale, coming back down into that fold once more. Bringing the crown towards the floor, tucking that chin in. And then palms are going to come flat onto the ground as we bring the legs to come back out. We're just going to slowly start lowering down onto our tummy. We're going to bring our hands to come in front of us. Legs sprawled on the mat behind us, toes nice and engaged as we pull the elbows towards the chest, coming into Sphinx pose. You're going to feel your stomach muscles stretching here, your chest opening, and then slowly exhaling here. Let's go ahead, bringing the hands to either side of the body here. We're going to widen our knees on the mat, big toes touching, and then pressing back for a child's pose. So bringing that forehead down onto the mat, reaching towards the front of the room as you press your hips back. Maybe forehead is down. Maybe you even press the elbows into the floor, bringing the hands together and then resting them on the back of the neck. And slowly coming back down, crawling the hands back towards the body. We're going to go ahead and pull those legs to come through. Reaching the legs to be long in front of us. If you have very limited mobility in your hamstrings, you can take your pillow at this time and place it under your glutes. We're going to be coming for a forward fold here, and sometimes lifting up those hips is going to give you more ability to come forward. So we're going to go ahead, reaching the crown up towards the sky, and then reaching those arms as well. Big inhale, and then coming forward on that exhale. So maybe you grab your shins today, maybe you grab your ankles, or maybe you're all the way grabbing the feet here. So we want to maybe bend into our elbows to pull the chest forward. And then once you can't get the chest to come forward anymore, we're going to allow the head to come down towards the knees here. So we're resting the spine as we're opening up the entire lower half of our body. We're also massaging our digestive organs here. This is one of the most powerful asanas in all of the asana practices. Really pulling towards the front of the feet. Think about creating a really long spine here. And then slowly start to rise. We're going to go ahead and move this pillow out of the way and just coming onto the back for a moment. I'm going to go this way so you guys can see what I'm doing. Just coming down nice and slow. And just giving ourselves a nice hug. Rocking the spine side to side. And then coming into a happy baby. So we'll lift the feet towards the sky, outside pinky edges, grab onto those, pull the knees towards the chest, flatten that spine. And then slowly bringing the feet back down to the mat. Let's go ahead, windshield wiper those knees, dropping one in and then the other. And then slowly, once again, starting to rock our way up to seated. Maybe grabbing our cushion or our pillow once more to elevate those hips, coming back to where we started. And once again, just tapping into the breath to conclude our practice together. So maybe we close the eyes. Maybe we bring the hands onto the chest and the belly so we can feel the rising and the falling, really connecting mind with body with breath. Big inhale through the nose. Big exhale. Let's take two more of those together as a community. Big inhale. Big exhale. Last round, breathe it in, all the way in. Biggest breath you've taken all day long. And exhale. Taking a moment for self-love, self-appreciation once again. Maybe bringing the hands to the third eye and just tapping into that intuition, that inner voice that knows all that you need, all that you are, and all that you can become. Thank you again for joining me in this practice today and taking care of your mind and body. I can't wait to see you again. Mahalo and aloha.